I'm going to call the Committee on Government Operations to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Kniezek has requested an excuse. Commissioner Clark Coleman. Here. Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Killeen. Chair Dobb.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
Next item.
C, approval of the April 27th, 2022 meeting minutes.
So move.
Been moved and supported. Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Next item.
Item 1, under new business, requesting commission approval of a retroactive 5-year contract with Alliant Insurance Services.
Is there anyone here from the administration to speak on this item? Oh, you just turned off the microphone.
Turned it off.
It was
okay.
on.
All right,
Welcome.
thank you.
Can you state your name and title for the record?
Absolutely. Claire Mason, Lead Director of Risk Management.
Hello, welcome.
Good afternoon to everyone. So this contract is for our insurance broker that assists us with the purchasing of our insurance policies and identifying the premiums for all of our property and casualty insurance policies that we place every year. I do note that this has been labeled as retroactive. However, it has been with the commission staff since the early part of April prior to the last contract expiring. This is a new 5-year contract subsequent to an RFP that was done last year, and Alliant was the successful bidder. They have been our broker since 2012, I believe, and so they successfully, they received the successful bid for this contract.
And I'd like to note for the record that Commissioner Killeen has joined us. Do we have any commissioner questions or discussion on this item? Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's a number of questions, but rather than make for the whole agenda, I'd rather pass this item for the day, if that's okay with the chair.
That's fine with me. Is there support for this motion? There's support for the motion? Oh, yeah, I support that motion. Okay. Commission Counsel, I believe, has some. Is that your microphone? Yes. Okay. Commission Counsel has some remarks and discussion.
Through the chair to this honorable body, I believe it's important to give you some context with regards to this particular item before you make any decisions. So this is as mentioned, this is a contract for an insurance broker. It's a 5-year contract. It's slated to begin on May 1st. This is the second contract, at least with this vendor. The county awarded this vendor a 5-year broker contract back in 2017. So back in 2017, a 5-year broker contract was approved by the commission. After that point, we began receiving insurance policies under that broker contract through that broker arrangement. In 2018, commission staff began to ask questions regarding the process and how everything was being processed and received through the county and submitted through the county. We engaged the administration back in 2018 and in 2019 because we had concerns, again, regarding the process. The primary concern was that the broker contract, let's say in this instance, is $350,000. It only accounts for the fee that's being paid to the broker. It doesn't account for any of the insurance premiums. However, all of the insurance premiums were being submitted as amendments to an Alliant contract, but then the money is not being accounted for under Alliant. So again, we began engaging the administration in discussions to try to understand the process and what was occurring. In 2019, we came to what we thought was an arrangement and agreement as to how to proceed with insurance contracts. One of those was to amend the procurement ordinance so that insurance contracts would not be considered retroactive. The other piece of that was to potentially modify this Alliant contract so that it will address how the annual insurance premiums were being processed, and all of the money would then be accounted for contractually in writing. Back in 2019, based on that understanding and discussion with the administration, I approached this body, specifically Commissioner Basham, and requested an amendment to the procurement ordinance so that insurance contracts would be an exemption to retroactivity. Because those annual insurance contracts come up, they're only received by the county, I think with 30 days or something, the county has an opportunity. So they're always exigent or immediate consideration just because of the timing and how the process works in the industry. So we did our part, came to this body approved that ordinance amendment back in 2019. However, the administration has not amended the contract or addressed the issue with regards to how everything is being processed. So since 2019, we've engaged them on a few occasions trying to follow up to see if we can get a resolution to the matter. This is the first time the county has received the broker contract. Normally, we've had those annual insurance premiums. We couldn't stop those, right? Because we need our insurance for our bridges, our underground storage. So we've allowed those to go through, even though we still, again, had concerns about the process. When we were presented with this contract back in April, we received it on April 4th. We once again started to reengage them, even though we've reengaged them a few times over the years to try to get it addressed. We've been engaging them since April, and we received it on April 4th. I sent my first set of questions on April 13th, again, trying to get this matter resolved and get everyone on the same page with regards to how everything is being processed. We had a meeting with the administration on May 5th. I mean, not May 5th, May 3rd. At that meeting, we came up with 3 possible solutions, one being the same solution we talked about in 2019, and then we had 2 other viable options as to how to proceed. I think based on that meeting, there was an understanding that something needed to be done. So we were anticipating that something would be done, the contract would be amended, something would change so that the process would make sense to everyone. I got an email on Monday asking that we proceed with this contract as is, and that they want to continue this year with submitting those insurance policies based on the practice that we've all, I think, agreed that probably isn't quite accurate and needs to be adjusted. So this item is put on your agenda today for consideration. We understand that the broker's contract is scheduled to begin on May 1st. Again, we've been engaging them since April 13th, trying to get this resolved, despite the fact that we've been engaging them since 2018 on this very same issue. So it's before you to make the determination as to whether you want to continue for an additional year with a process that your staff doesn't believe is accurate and correct, fully correct. It's not clear to me as your legal counsel that the contract before you is correct. It may be missing something to attach and to connect it to the insurance premiums. The administration fully understands all of staff concerns. Again, we've been engaging them. We've had a great detailed meeting on May 3rd, but they did make the request on Monday to have this item move forward as is and to continue the process for an additional year before they will, I guess, address our concerns or issues. So it's before you. I apologize that you did not get a written legal analysis from Commission Counsel. We simply didn't have sufficient time to write that because we were anticipating having the issues resolved before committee. But again, based on the department's request, it is before you for consideration as to how to proceed.
The chair, if I may.
Yes.
Thank you. So I'd like to clarify a few statements. Thank you to Commission Counsel for summarizing, but there are a few things that were missing, and I'd like to point those out. This broker agreement and the way that the insurance policies and the premiums are paid have been done since 2010. So I came into the county in 2015, and at that time, and I think 1 or 2 of the commissioners that are here today were sitting on the same committee at the time that I started with the county. And in 2016, I started those conversations wanting to know why the premium renewals, not the contract. So we're talking about the broker contract, which is one item. The premium renewals, our premium renewals are July 1st of every year. Why those come through retroactive. So those aren't per se contracts, they are insurance policies. And in conversations with the committee starting in 2016, we did approach, and meaning the administration approached commission and said, can we have a conversation about not labeling these retroactive every year, the premium renewals? And the reason being is because these are large value premium agreements. These are our insurance policies. There are several of them, and we will never receive a quote. And I think a couple of the commissioners who are here have probably heard me say this before. It's not like placing insurance for your car or your home. We will never get these 60 to 90 days out. We get these quotes very close in time to the renewal. And so they always would come through very close to when they have to be bound, the insurance policies, and then when they have to be paid. Once we bind the insurance, then we have 30 days to get that invoice processed, or we could be in jeopardy of getting them canceled. So I just wanted to clarify these pieces, that they're two separate items. This process of paying Alliant, which is our broker, to then do the pass-through is the concern that remains for this contract. So they are our broker. They go out and do all of the shopping for us to find the best premium for our insurance policies. And then once those premiums are set, we pay Alliant that then pays the insurance company. And so when we had the meeting on May 3rd, the question that was only question that seemed to be remaining from the discussions we had in 2018 and 2019 is Alliant the right vendor to pay the premiums to? And there was a question about whether or not there was specific verbatim language in the contract that says we pay Alliant and Alliant pays the insurance companies. So that is the only item that is still outstanding. The commission did agree not to mark these premium renewals as retroactive. They do understand that. But the piece in regards to paying the premiums without sending them through as exigent every year to get them paid on time is the remaining piece that involves not just myself, but involves council, our budget team, procurement, and we are having that discussion. We did come forth with some recommendations, but those are the things that need to be solidified. So not to delay this contract, because our broker is working right now. They are in the process of working right now. If we stop their work, we won't have insurance policies July 1st. And I do have members from Corp Counsel that are here. I have representatives from Alliant that are on the Zoom call, and we also have the prior director of procurement that's here as well, if there are any questions.
So, Commission Counsel, from what I understand, there are two issues. The first issue with the retroactivity, with this being considered retroactive, that has been taken care of with the amendment of the procurement ordinance. Is that correct?
So let me clarify. The issue with regards to the annual premiums being retroactive was addressed by the commission in 2019. When the department came to us, that was something that we immediately addressed. That has been addressed. This particular contract is labeled retroactive because the start date was May 1st. That has nothing to do with the retroactivity issue because this is not an insurance premium contract. So they're sort of separate, even though they're related. But the retroactivity issue is not something that we're concerned with at this point. Again, we addressed it in 2019. Our only concern is that the way the broker's contract is being presented and the way the annual insurance premiums are presented, they're presented as being connected to each other. However, the paperwork that's submitted to the commission does not do that. And we had a thorough conversation about that with the administration. So what you have before you now is a contract for $350,000. However, this year alone, the county would probably pay Alliant not only their broker's fee, but they'll probably pay them a few $1 million in insurance premiums. So we're just trying to look for the connection and making sure that the money from a paper standpoint is actually clear. And as we discussed again thoroughly, it's not clear, it's not actually stated. And even though we've been told it's industry standard, there are many things that listed in this contract that are industry standard. The payment and who gets the premiums and accounting for the millions that is going through that Alliant is not written. So if it's standard, it should be something simple to actually add a sentence or two to the contract to address the issue.
So why can't the contract language be changed to account for the money that is actually going for the insurance?
I'll answer one part and then I will ask Corp Counsel to speak to the legal language. Even though I am an attorney, I am sitting in a different role. So one of the recommendations that was discussed, and we do not think that it would be the proper recommendation, is to put a projected amount. This is a 5-year contract. What's listed in the contract is the administrative fee that is paid to Alliant every year for their services. We do not know definitively. We don't even know figuratively each year what a premium will be, nor who will be carrying our insurance. Again, we shop every year for our insurance policies. We don't just go back to the same vendor every year if they're not going to give us a discount or if it looks like their premiums are increasing. So we shop every year. Sometimes there are insurance companies that are no longer carrying the coverage that we used to have with them. AIG used to do our full excess liability, but they no longer do that. So we shop every year. To put in a dollar amount, even a projected dollar amount of, let's say, $50 million over 5 years, and that's just a figurative amount, is too much. We've had that conversation with budget to encumber into one agreement without anything solidified. So if we say in 2022, 2023 premium year, it's going to be $6 million for insurance premiums, and the next year is $7 million. All of it is prospective. And it's too difficult to narrow that down, even though, Commission did say that they felt, well, we don't really care about the detail. Well, on the administrative side, we have to care about the detail because we are encumbering monies anytime we put a dollar amount into an agreement. And so that's the part that I'll speak to if anyone from her.
Madam Chair, point of order.
Point of order.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but I do know Mason's Rules of Order, Robert's Rules of Order. There was a motion made and seconded, and that needs to-
We're having discussion. Commissioner Kleen.
I object to the discussion, Madam Chair. This is not the appropriate place to have this discussion back and forth. The way we do things in government is we do work it out and staff asks there's questions. And if there's still outstanding issues, I don't think it's appropriate at all that they are debated on the floor here. How can I, as a commissioner, follow all of that? And I remember some stuff you're talking about, but still, if the commission attorney has some issues, then I think it's wholly inappropriate to debate those on the floor here, because that's only going to invite more discussion from council. And I don't think we can resolve it here. I don't think this is the way to resolve it. I will say that we have a full board meeting in about a week. And if Commission Counsel and the administration can sit down, because people are making it sound like it's easy and it's straightforward, that we can iron that out. It can certainly go to full board and be walked onto the agenda in a week if it is ready. But I am in no way prepared to have a public debate here in which I have a vote and I have no way of ascertaining what I'm being told. This is what I rely on counsel for. So I do not want to continue a back and forth discussion here. If for whatever reason, folks can sit down and it can come back in hopefully a short period of time where the issues have been ironed out, I will be ready at that point, but I am not ready today. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, so we have a motion and support. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll for a vote?
Commissioner Clark Coleman. Commissioner Basham.
Yes.
Commissioner Kleen.
Aye.
Chair Dobb.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you.
So for clarification, will this pass to full board or will it be for the next committee meeting?
We'll pass to, this will stay in committee.
This will stay in committee. Okay, thank you.
Correct. Okay, thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, let's move on to the agenda item.
Item 3 on the
Agenda item, sorry.
requesting commission approval of a retroactive amendment 1 to a legal services contract with Seward Henderson PLLC.
Good morning, Sue Hamu, Deputy Corporation Counsel here this morning, or afternoon, sorry. This is a legal services contract that Corporation Counsel sought and entered into back in November of 2021. This is a modification of that contract, a request for modification of that contract. This lawsuit involves an alleged inmate sexual assault in our jail. And the matter was turned over to outside counsel in, as I said, in November, after we discovered some possible professional misconduct by the attorney in our office that was handling this matter. I will let the commission know that this case is really advanced in its stage. We are at this point in a holding pattern, waiting for the court to make a determination and quite possibly just proceed to trial on this matter.
I do have one question. So originally the lawsuit named Sheriff Napoleon, and now they have changed to Sheriff Washington. Is that just because the office has changed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in essence, a claim against any of the elected officials
Sheriff's
is a
office.
is an official capacity claim. It's really a claim against the county. It's not a claim against the individual.
Okay. Any other commissioner questions, discussion on this item? Commissioner Basham?
On the original settlement, did they sign the settlement?
Settlement? There was no settlement.
There was no settlement.
We're talking about the contract, Commissioner. There is a settlement which I'll present to you in closed session.
Commissioner Clean?
Madam Chair, I would move item 3 for approval.
Moved. Is there support?
Court.
Been moved and supported. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? All right, motion passes. Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a settlement in the matter of Ronald Hammond versus Mahmoud Awad. Corporation Counsel has reviewed the litigation and is of the opinion that a discussion of trial or settlement strategy in connection with the specific pending litigation in an open meeting will have a detrimental financial effect on the county's litigation or settlement position. Therefore, a closed client counsel session is requested.
Anyone like to move to go into closed session?
That motion, Madam Chair.
Court.
Been moved and supported. Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Clark Coleman. Commissioner Basham.
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen.
Aye.
Chair Dobb.
Yes, motion passes. We'll now move into closed session. Madam Clerk, are we all set? Okay, we are now coming out of closed session. Oh, Okay, we are now moving out of closed session. Madam Clerk, back to the agenda. Is there a motion for item number 2?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to move item 2 under new business for approval.
Moved, any support? Been moved by Commissioner Colleen, supported by Commissioner Clark Coleman. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Anyone wish to abstain? Motion passes. Next item, Madam Clerk.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
There are none. Next item.
Public comments.
Do we have any emails?
We do have an email. It's from Steve Panton, but he is on the line, so I don't know if he would like to speak instead.
Mr. Panton, do you wish to speak, or would you rather have us read your email into the record? Okay, we can just read his email. 1 minute, please.
Again, this is from Steve Panton. It says, I wish to comment on the committee's recommendation to reappoint 5 members of the Art Institute Authority at the April 27, 2022 meeting in preference to at least 4 other highly qualified candidates. All 5 members have served under the authority since its inception in 2012. The Art Institute Authority has 3 functions: 1, to transfer millage money to the DIA, 2, to negotiate the service agreement that defines the services that Wayne County residents receive in return, and 3, to ensure that the services that Wayne County residents receive from the DIA are acceptable quality. Over the last decade, the 5 board members have failed in all 3 of the functions. Since its inception, the authority has transferred an estimated $70 million of citizens' money to the DIA. However, by their own admission, they have failed to perform a single annual financial audit as required by Michigan Act 296 of 2010. And that's time.
Thank you. Is there anyone on Zoom who wishes to make a public comment? Do we have any other hands raised?
I don't see any hands.
Okay. Is there anyone here present today who wishes to make a public comment? I do not see any, so we will move on to the next item.
Adjournment.
It's been moved and supported. All those in favor of adjourning? Aye. Aye. We are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.